What up, guys? Back again with another album review, and today we are going to be reviewing the brand new project from Baby Keem, Casino. This is his second full-length album. This is his follow-up to 2021's The Melodic Blue, which I really enjoyed. I went and saw him actually on tour 3 different times for that project. I saw him at Rolling Loud Miami in 2022. I saw him on the Melodic Blue tour in 2021, and then I also saw him on the Big Steppers tour with Kendrick in 2022. So I'm clearly a very big Baby Keem fan, so I've been really excited for this project. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First song is No Security. The song opens up the project with this really nice beat. It's really soulful, and Baby Keem opens up a lot and goes very personal and very in-depth with some things he's been struggling with, watching his mom kind of struggle with her addictions, and him just kind of not feeling like he's quite enough, and some of the struggles that come along with fame and just things that have been rooted with him since childhood and that he's been struggling with. And it's a very nice performance and a very interesting way to open up the album, and a very passionate performance from Keem. Track 2 is the title track, Casino, and this one is a absolute fucking banger. Keem's just talking his shit over this futuristic style synth beat. He snaps, just goes fucking crazy, just talking his shit about cars and him just being on top and just kind of winning, and kind of a reference for him making it big in the music industry, for him, hitting the jackpot in the casino. Next song is Birds and the Bees. On this one, Keem is floating over this somewhat funky beat, which I think is more experimental of him, but I do enjoy it, but it's definitely different. On the song, he's talking about girls wanting to come and meet him and kind of breaking down how their week's gonna go. And it's just, I don't know, it's a fun track. It's definitely been gaining some traction. I've been seeing people already make different TikToks to it. I like it. I think it's a very strong performance and definitely something different from Baby Keem. Next song is Good Flirt, and this one's featuring Kendrick Lamar and Momo Boyd. This one definitely seems to be a standout from the project because of the features and Keem's performance. Keem delivers a very much melodic performance on here, singing. This is definitely a love song for sure, kind of talking about falling in love with a stranger and kind of trying to move past the relationship even after breaking up so many times with the person, coming back to them, and kind of that dynamic. Keem has a very good melodic performance on the track. Momo Boyd, she accompanies him with a lot of the singing on the track and really helps fill out that void and that space on the song, and they complement each other very well. I really like how their voices sound together, which I wasn't really quite knowing what to expect going into the track, but I do enjoy it. It seems to be very popular. I've been seeing a lot of people making TikToks to it as well. And then the other reason why this song is kind of a standout is the Kendrick feature. Kendrick comes through. The start of the verse is very good. He opens up his verse referencing A Love Like This by Common, which ironically and coincidentally, J. Cole also referenced and sampled on his song, I Think I Love Her Again, which came out like a few weeks ago on the Fall Off. So kind of just crazy coincidence that two of the best rappers are both interpolating the same exact song within a month span of each other. But Kendrick opens his verse pretty solid. Kendrick coming through with a more chill vibe, a definitely slower delivery, which I think the song calls for, and he definitely fills out that back end of the song. The part that's kind of got people talking though, besides that, is at the end of the verse, he starts kind of similarly to his verse on Doves in the Wind, where he's just saying pussy over and over again and wrapping the word pussy into his verse. He's just saying booty, which is kind of funny, but it's definitely silly. It's not for everyone. I don't know how quite to feel about it. Like, I like the performance. It's not like terrible, but it's kind of moody. I don't know. It's just interesting. But it's definitely a silly performance and nothing to be taken like too serious. But Baby Keem and Momo Boyd very much delivered on the track. Kendrick came through a little silly, but definitely a good song. Next song is House Money. This song also features Kendrick, and this song builds up really nicely into this super eerie sounding beat, and Keem just snaps on the track. Him just going in on the track, just talking his shit again. Definitely a banger, definitely one for the mosh pits. I already have my tickets for his tour, so I know this one's gonna go fucking crazy when he plays it. Kendrick takes care of the hook on this song, delivers a pretty solid hook, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, Keem just does his thing on the track. Very energetic song, and definitely one of my favorites off the project. Next song is I'm Not a Lyricist. This song, Baby Keem is actually putting on a very strong lyrical performance. A lot of people are saying his delivery is similar to that of Andre 3000's on Life of the Party by Kanye West. I don't quite hear. I can see the similarities, but I think this still very much Baby Keem being strong in his own bag and within his own pockets. Overall, I really like the song, and it's funny because obviously it's kind of ironic that the song is called I'm Not a Lyricist when this is one of Baby Keem's probably strongest lyrical performances. He really goes in depth on more of the struggles he's been having, and kind of really talking and touching up on the subjects of his mom and her struggles, coming out of rehab early and all those things, and just kind of breaking down some struggles from his childhood and reminiscing on those. I really like the song. I really enjoyed the production as well on the song. He floats over it, and it has these really hollow, almost sounding keys to it, similarly to the piano on Dead Presidents by Jay-Z. Just these hollow ringing keys, and they just complement his voice really well, and his voice just floats over it beautifully, and I'm a really big fan of this one. Next song is Sex Appeal featuring Too Short, and this one is a thumper. It definitely has that, very iconic bass sound. This one's definitely very much that like West Coast thumper sound that Kendrick really kind of brought back into the mainstream last year with GNX. I really like this one. I think it's super solid, very entertaining. I mean, it's just a very good song. And they're just talking their shit on it. Baby Keem the song starts out with a little intro from Too Short, and then Baby Keem comes in, does his part, his verse, and then Too Short has the third verse on the back end of the track, and they both just complement each other pretty solidly. I was questioning this, collaboration when I first saw it on the track list, but it works very well, and it's a super fun track. Next song is Highway 95 Part 2. This one is Keem diving deeper, even more so into the topics of his struggles from early on adolescence, talking about how as he grew up, he struggled, and, kind of him getting somewhat into the street, but not too much. Him, holding weed for the homies, and, him kind of seeing the street life from the outside, and him kind of just being on the edge, and kind of just roaming in the streets almost by himself. Him not being in the street life, not being a gangster, but him just wandering the streets, seeing all the crazy shit because his life at home was so traumatic and had so much turmoil in it. I really like this performance. I think it's probably definitely top two, deepest, most hard-hitting Baby Keem performances, and as far as like introspection, he really dives deep into this one. The beats, nothing too crazy, but it is good. This one's definitely more focused on the lyrical substance, and I enjoy it. Next song is Circus Circus Freestyle, and this one's obviously named after the casino, but This one is definitely probably one of my favorites also on the album. I really, really like this song, Keem Snaps. It's just a good song. It builds up really nicely, and then on the third verse, at the very kind of end of the song, Keem gets a little silly with his flows, but it reminds me similar to his flow and the pocket he got into on Bank Account with Lil Uzi off the Melodic Blue Deluxe, which I was surprisingly a really big fan of that track, even though I don't like Uzi's music. But that song was a really solid track, and he dives into a similar pocket on the back end of this song, which I really love. It's silly, it's playful, but it really fits his sound very well. And again, just throughout the song, it's just a banger. He snaps, talking his shit. Very, very solid performance. Next song is Dramatic Girl, and this song samples Kids by MGMT. This song is more of that summertime pop vibe. He's singing on this track pretty much throughout the whole thing, and definitely a newer side of Baby Keem that we haven't seen before. I really enjoy it. It's honestly probably one of my favorite songs on the album. And this whole album, as we're going to talk about once we wrap this review up, it's all very much different. All the songs sound quite distinctly different from one another, and we can discuss that more later in the video here, but this is definitely a new side of Keem that we have not seen fully, and we're really seeing it here, and it's a very strong performance. It's something he hasn't really quite done before, and he's really putting on a grade A performance, and it's just super catchy, it's fun, it's definitely gives that summertime vibe of, you know, heading to the beach and throwing this on. As far as subject matter, he's talking about just kind of struggles with love life and wishing a girl loves him that quite doesn't, or that has fallen kind of out of love with him. And it's a good song, and he really has a very good singing voice on this one. And the last track on the album is No Blame. On this song, he is talking about how he does not blame his mom for any of the struggles or any things that she's put him through, and he's just kind of wishing for her to find help and to get in better health and kind of find her way through things. I think that's something that a lot of us out there who have parents that have struggled with addiction or things of that nature can all kind of relate to. Overall, the album is really, really good. I'm really a big fan of it. I was, on the fence if I was gonna like the album, because when I saw the track list came out, I was like, oh, it was originally only supposed to be 12 songs, and one of the songs ended up getting cut or didn't make it, I'm assuming due to sample clearance issues, so the album ended up only being 11 songs. The 12th song that wasn't on the album is called, I believe, To Be, but it's on the vinyl. But I was like 12 songs, which really is 11. Like that's a little short, I think the sweet spot for an album is 15, 16 songs, and the Melodic Blue is 16 songs. So I came into the album and I was a little worried if I was going to like it or not. And then the features, besides Kendrick, I was like too short. That might be a little strange of a collaboration, but maybe. And then Momo, Boyd, I was like, I haven't really quite heard too much of her stuff. I knew she worked with Kanye a little bit on some of the Donda stuff, and when he was like making God's Country, that never came out. Overall, I like this album. As far as how it holds up to the Melodic Blue, I was a really big fan of the Melodic Blue, and I'm going to say this again. I said this in the last podcast episode. The Melodic Blue, I think, is becoming a classic. I'm gonna, be blunt with it. I think it's a classic in my eyes. The Melodic Blue, I think, was like a 8.5 to an 8.7. On this one, I think all the songs are good on this project, but I think that it not being as long kind of makes that easier. Like the Melodic Blue has like 2 or 3 bad records, but the records that are good are better than pretty much all the records on this project, like Lost Souls or Family Ties are better than all the songs on this album. So I think the Melodic Blue is like an 8.5. This, I would probably put around the same. I'm going to say for this album, I don't know, I think the Melodic Blue is like an 8.7. This one, I'm going to give an 8.5. So 8.5 out of 10 for this project. And then my top 3 favorite songs are House Money, Dramatic Girl, and Circus Circus. Well, till next time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you guys thought of the album down in the comment section below. Well, peace out.